A note to the audience. This story takes place in the world of Dravundus, a world of abnormal significant size, age, and cultures, with historic events surpassing the numbers of stars of every sky and existing within the massive story of Draconic Lorecraft, along with the many verses and worlds, and is owned by Patrick Reed Llewellyn, the creator and owner of Draconic Lorecraft, the franchise, story, company, and channel of the same name. Now enjoy. Well, look at here. Welcome and hello. Within this darkness, I'd like to show you something. An adventure of a man belonging to a race of humanoid anthropomorphic animals. Him being specifically an elephant. And journey of discovery and exploration. Of a world he lives in a world far, far away from anything you would know of. In a complete different metaverse and on a planet whose size scales above any other. But enough of that. As the story begins, in the world of Ravundus, as the man called Asher enters the city, known as the grand capital of the largest nation in the world, the United Nations, let us begin. As Asher walks within the mesa biome, cold as it's night, he wonders how long it'll take as each step he takes crimples on dry sand. Well, this is quite a long time, Asher says, as he continues to walk forward and turns around and looks behind him. He's been a long journey so far from his homeland. Well, and I certainly can't turn back now. Pretty sure I'd be closer to the capital than I am to my home. He sighs and continues walking forward. He looks around the massive mountains as they start getting closer and closer. It kind of looks like they're making into a crevice. Interesting. As he walks forward, his analysis came to pass, as the scaling walls of the mountains get steeper and steeper until they come to the point they're almost perfectly 90 degrees from each other, in a narrow way about around 6 meters wide. As he walks forward, he finds himself a cave. He looks into a knapsack and brings out the torch and continues walking forward as he flaps his ears and starts listening around as he continues walking. Well, this is interesting. I didn't know that there was a cave leading to the city. At least, I hope I'm still going towards it. The knowing the map I bought from that merchant was fake. Oh. Kinda looks suspicious. As he continues to walk with caution. The cave seems horrendous, dangerous, as stalagmites very sharp emerge from both the surface and below. Continues to walk, he comes across a land bridge of sorts, emerging from the path and going over a massive pit. As he leans over and looks down, all he can see is darkness. That's deep. He brings out a stick and crushes it a little. As it begins to glow, he holds his left arm opposite of his right, holding his torch, and drops the stick as it falls into the pit, going deeper and deeper and deeper, and vanishes from sight. As Asher opens his ear, trying to get a good feel, and moves his feet to try feeling the vibrations of the ground, he hears nothing at all. Well, as he examines as he pulls himself off the edge, that's really deep. Probably like over 50 meters. Okay, probably don't want to fall down there. As he continues forward. Up ahead, he sees 2 dragon statues, both bordering what seems to be a corridor. He looks up and examines them, both of them being the classic variety. 4 legs, 2 wings, strong body, and serpentine neck and head. Hmm. I hope I haven't been traveling towards the Draconic Empire. Wait. As he stops and starts scratching his trunk. That would bring me closer to the capital, though. They are bordering nations, after all. Hmm. He examines the statues a bit as he gets closer to them. Graph. Is that granite? Or. Hmm. Yeah, I think that's granite. Interesting. Not usually the citizens of the Draconic Empire use, nor is it the United Nations usual material. Actually, is there a nation which uses explicitly granite? Because as I examine around, as he walks around the statues, this is explicitly granite. Parts roughed up, but others explicitly refined. Hmm. Hmm. As he runs his massive hands across the edge of the pedestal the statue stood upon. He brings up a little dust and scrunches it around, getting a feel for the dust. This is. I think this is old. Very old. Hmm. He brings out his notebook and begins running down notes, running down the dimension, size, and composition of the granite of the statues. Before he closes the and puts it back into his knapsack. He looks at the other one and gives a good look and decides it's almost perfectly identical to the other. Just a few differences belonging to them being separate statues carved of different pieces of granite. If he looks back and forth and then towards back to the pit and language he came across and beyond, he wonders for a moment if he should turn back. This doesn't seem like to be going where I wanted to go. But it does seem interesting. What the heck. Might as well. I'm an explorer after all. He chuckles to himself and he continues forward, going into the darkness of the strange corridor he has found. This seems to be a dungeon, he says, as he continues walking forward, as the corridor starts getting more refined into bricks, still only granite. As he continues to walk forward, he looks around and starts seeing dragon carvings on each side. He observes them and examines each of the stone images. These seem to be hieroglyphs, he analyzed. What story are they depicting? Well, that guy looks similar as he points to a statue of a truly massive dragon. A statue behind the walls of sorts. Interesting how they made a statue of this guy instead of just another hieroglyph. But yet, they still made it part of a wall. There must be a specific reason for that, too. It's so specific. It certainly looks like Desirian. He observes. He wonders why the Dragon King himself, one of the 5 monarchs, is carved into these walls. Noted the king is legendary among legends and incredibly ancient compared to most creatures in the world. It's still odd. Sure, he is probably one of the most powerful things to have ever existed or walk on the earth as mortal. But something like this is strange. It doesn't feel like a place of worship. Nor does the story Varacos are telling with them seem familiar. As Jenny is walking forward, he sees another hieroglyph depicting a different dragon. This looks similar too. He brings his torch closer and brings out another glow stick. He brings out a sticky substance which he places right a vehicle stick right above the hieroglyph, showing a upper light of sorts as he lowers the torch below the hieroglyph, giving light from both angles. Is that Hellistern? He observes. Well, interesting. This might be one of the new legends of their breakup. He wonders how wife is Dragon King and his former empress doing in this carving. Well, I might be corrected on my previous statement on this not being Draconic Empire. I don't recall them ever using granite for building, let alone to this excessive amount. But this is certainly important history for the Empire, and I don't see many other cultures writing this specific part down. Especially to this detail. He ponders for a moment, and decides to push on. As he continues walking, passing a few other corridors which he ignored, he comes across a large oval chamber. 8 pillars on each side. He looks around and ponders the shape, as all of the stones seem to be all the walls are perfectly smooth. Not a single scratch, edge, or bump on them. Completely flat. Completely vanilla. Basic. Just blankness. Very different from the carvings, hieroglyphs, and statues of the corridors he walked through. In the center of the room is a podium going up about 3 levels. On this podium, a pedestal. On it, a strange statue, but familiar. As he looks up to it, it seems to be a small, handheld statue, a dragon, flying around a gem, a spherical gem. Inside the spherical gem seems to be another gem inside of the spherical gem in the shape of a diamond. And within this seems to be a square, and within the square, a star. All of them seem to be gems, each one encasing the other. Within the star seems to be something flickering, which he can't quite see. As he reached out to grab the statue to get a closer look, he stops himself. Wait, that might not be wise, he says. He steps back and ponders a little. Is this what I think it is? He looks into his bag and starts searching through a book holding records of scented seals in the world. Cross of the Damned, no. Shard of Oblivion, no. Delicious Echohedron, no. Yeah, here it is. Orb of a Dragon. Oh, here it is. Holy crap, this is it. As he looks at the page, discovering what he found, and discovers that he found something very, very dangerous. A magic seal holding power of all draconic creatures. He looks at it in a worry. Well, that can't be good. Can't believe I found this. He steps to the side and then walks a bit more to the other side as he examines it. What the hell do I do? He looks left and right. Well, I'm certainly glad I came along now. Can't tell. No telling what my brother would have done if he saw this. Or some other, you know what, that's probably a thought, I shouldn't lean onto. As he himself, as he reaches out towards it. Wait, maybe I shouldn't touch it. What if there's a trap? Wait, why is it here? What the heck do I have as an open temple for this thing? What do I do? What do I do? As he lifts his hand up, holding his head as he walks back and forth in worry. Trotting. Asher is very stressed, you could say. He was very stressed. What do I do? What do I do? Okay, I can't just leave it here because what some other asshole comes over and finds it. That wouldn't certainly be good. Well, damage it could cause too. Literally everything is irreversible. But I can't take it because, well, if I accidentally break it, worse things can happen. Why is it so difficult? He yells out. Wait. Do I have it? As he searches into his bag, looking for an object, which he wishes could help him. He helps. Oh, thank goodness I do. As he brings out a black chest with strange eye gems dotted around it, and opens it. Well, I'm sure glad that the... What were they called again? Void Winds? You know, being an elephant, one would expect him to be able to remember the races better. But for no reason, I can't remember. Nah, who cares? The other guys who live in the Void Dimension. Sure, thanks for them and their space manipulation technology. Or magic. You know, I can't really tell of them. They're a bit odd. Some of the civil... Wait, nope, Asher. No, don't get distracted, Asher. Don't get distracted. This is important. Worry about alignment, naming, and terms later. As he walks cautiously towards the totem. Wait. He stops as he trots around. I can't just take it. I mean, if me putting it in here does work, that'd be awesome, but what if it doesn't? And what if it is a trap? I'm still where I am! Well, okay, actually, maybe I'm not quite I am, but at least I have a solution. I just don't know how I can use it. I wonder. He walks back toward... He walks away. Walks back towards the entrance of the corridor, back to the cave. He brings out his sword and cuts off a piece of stalactite. A bit heavy, chunky one. And he walks back towards the room. And before he looks at a pedestal, he places down the stalactite and then continues to walk up and observe the totem. Okay, let's see. It's about maybe 3 inches wide in diameter. About 5 inches... Wait, no. Make that 7 inches tall. Is that obsidian or blackstone? He brings out his magnifying glass and gets a close look. That's blackstone. Blackstone, okay. Okay. I don't believe it's hollow. That would make for a pretty bad magical artifact if they left it to be hollow. Especially one like this. Okay. Okay, that would lead to this amount. I don't know about the orb, though. Oh, wait, the jewels. Where were jewels in his eyes? As he examines for trying to examine what the eyes of the dragon totem are made of. I think those are rubies. Okay, that size of a weight about that much. Okay, I have to give a guess. As he trots around, still keeping in front of a statue, trying to examine and make a guess, essentially, of the orb's weight, in addition to the totems. Well, let's hope this isn't a trap, or at the very least, a weighted trap and I got this right. As he walks down and starts chipping and carving away the stalactite he took. Essentially, carving it down to a certain way to match what he has guessed to be the totems. As he walks forward and approaches the totem, he brings his arms out, holding a stalagmite on one hand, and slowly brings his empty hand to the totem. As he prepares and getting ready, he takes a deep breath and swaps them very fast. Did it work? He opens his left eye and sees that his little plan seems to have succeeded so far. Well, yay! As he very, very cautiously moves the totem and puts it inside the box and closes it. He grabs the box and then randomly starts sticking it around. Let's hope I just didn't doom the world. As he opens the chest and sees the totem is gone. It worked. I don't get why we have to shake the box in order for the effect to take hold. Yeah, something to question for another day. As he tosses the box upward and it begins to shrink, he moves his back and catches the box and it fell down. Well, what do I do now? He looks around and sees another corridor behind one of the pillars. Might as well go forward. As he walks through the pillar, he doesn't realize that he is currently being followed by something dark. What an interesting fella. The figure speaks. Let us have some fun. As the figure slowly and cautiously and stealthily follows in pursuit of Asher. Asher, unbeknownst of his newcomer, continues to walk ingrid through the corridor and eventually makes it out. And enters another cave of no significance and continues to walk forward. When he eventually makes it out, he finally comes up in the far distance of horizon. He sees towers and a gate, and behind that, houses and buildings stretching beyond the horizon. He can see. What? Did I finally find it? He smiles. Yes! Finally! Who knew that such a dangerous totem was so close to the capital? I wonder how they haven't found it yet. Okay. Well, let's go right ahead and enter. He examines as he begins to walk down the hill and move towards the gate to the city he's been walking towards for months. Unbeknownst to the adventures and dangers he's about to experience, and a possible foe that's following him in pursuit. Hey guys, Patrick here. This is the first episode of the Asher's Adventure series. The first series I am going to properly have to foretell the story of the Drovandis saga of Draconic Lorecraft. A story I am very proud of and have been working on for the past 16 years now. Actually, now I think about it, I think this is actually around the day I made it, now I think about it. Huh, look at that, it's like exactly 16 years now. Ain't that fun? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it, and more episodes will come of this wondrous adventure you're all about to behold. Now, this is a new thing I'm trying to do to foretell the stories. Well, okay, not entirely new. The Drovandis Log series is doing a similar thing. Let me know in the comments on how I can make this better and more enjoyable and improve the storytelling. This is Patrick here. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. It's the help of the channel and would truly do wonders for me to share this grand story of mine. And see you guys next time. Bye!